What would you do if the one person you trusted most was the reason you lost everything? Not a stranger, not bad luck, not the economy, someone who called you brother. This is the story of Marcus Allen, a man who had nothing left, except one more chance he almost didn't take.
Marcus grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio. Not the fancy part. The kind of neighborhood where the streetlights flicker and nobody bothers to report it. His mom worked double shifts at a hospital laundry. His dad left when Marcus was 9. No note, no call, just gone. But Marcus did not use that as an excuse. He used it as fuel. By the time he was 26, Marcus had built something real, a small logistics company, just 3 vans and a storage unit in Dayton. He moved furniture, delivered supplies for local businesses, handled last-mile deliveries for small online stores. It was not glamorous. His hands were rough. His back hurt every night. He ate gas station sandwiches more times than he could count. But it was his. He had 7 employees. He was signing a lease on a second warehouse. He had just proposed to his girlfriend, Dana. She said yes. Life was finally making sense. And then he met Derek. Derek Cole walked into Marcus's life at a business networking event in Columbus. Smooth talker, sharp dresser, big smile. The kind of guy who makes you feel like the most important person in the room. Derek had connections, contracts with major retailers, a cousin who worked in Amazon's logistics department. He said he could triple Marcus's business in 18 months. But Marcus was careful at first. He asked questions, he ran the numbers, he even had a lawyer look over the early paperwork. Everything checked out. So Marcus did what any ambitious man would do. He trusted him. They became partners, then friends. Then Marcus called him family. Derek was the best man at his wedding in the fall of 2019. Marcus put in everything. His savings, his equipment. He took out a $200,000 loan to scale up the operation because Derek said that contracts were coming, they were going to be unstoppable. Contracts never came. It was a Tuesday morning in February. Marcus arrived at the warehouse at 6 in the morning like always. But something felt wrong the moment he pulled into the parking lot. 3 of his vans were gone. He called Derek. No answer. He called again. Straight to voicemail. He went inside and opened his laptop. The business account, the shared one Derek had access to, was nearly empty. $187,000 gone. His hands were shaking so hard, he could barely dial his bank. Derek had transferred the money over 3 weeks, in small amounts. Careful, calculated, like he had planned it for a long time, because he had. Marcus found out later, through a mutual contact, that Derek had done this before. Different city, different partner, same smile. The police got involved. A report was filed, but Derek was already gone, out of state, maybe out of the country. The money was gone, the vans were gone, the contracts were never real. Marcus sat on the cold concrete floor of that warehouse and did not move for 2 hours. In the movies, Betrayal looks dramatic. There is music, there are tears. Someone punches a wall. In real life, it is quieter than that. Marcus drove home that night and sat in his truck in the driveway for 45 minutes. He did not know how to walk through his own front door. How do you tell your wife that the life you built together just had a hole blown through it? Dana was amazing. She held him. She said they would figure it out. But within 3 months, the loan payments were crushing them. They lost the second warehouse. Marcus had to let go of 5 of his 7 employees. 2 of them had kids. One of them cried when Marcus told him that broke something in him. He started waking up at 3 in the morning, just staring at the ceiling, replaying every conversation with Derek, every handshake, every dinner, trying to find the moment he should have seen it coming. He stopped going to church, stopped calling his friends back, stopped eating real meals. Dana tried. She really tried, but Marcus had gone somewhere inside himself that she could not reach. He started thinking thoughts he has never said out loud until recently, that maybe he deserved it, that maybe men like him, from neighborhoods like his, were not supposed to make it. That is a dark place to live. And Marcus lived there for almost a year. It was a Thursday night in January. Marcus was sitting alone in the warehouse, eating cold Chinese food out of the box. His phone rang. That was a man named Robert Hines, an older guy, a semi-retired contractor who had used Marcus's company 2 years earlier for a big job. Marcus almost did not answer. But something made him pick up. Robert did not call to offer sympathy. He called because he needed someone to move $40,000 worth of medical equipment from a closing clinic in Akron to a storage facility in Cleveland. Fast, reliable, no drama. He called Marcus because Marcus had never once let him down. "You still in business?" Robert asked. Marcus looked around that empty warehouse. 2 vans left. One employee, his cousin Dre, who refused to quit no matter what. He almost said no. He almost said, I cannot. I am done. Instead, he heard himself say, Yes, sir. When do you need it? That job paid $4,200. It was not enough to fix everything, but it was enough to matter. Marcus used it to service both vans. He stayed up until 2 in the morning rebuilding his company website. He called every old client personally, not with a mass email. Personally, voice to voice. Some did not call back. Some said they had moved on, but some said yes. He and Dre worked brutal hours, 6 days a week, sometimes 7. Marcus drove routes himself. He lifted furniture, loaded trucks, ran deliveries in the snow. He was not proud. He was hungry. He stopped thinking about Derek. He made a decision, a real one, that he would not let another man's mistake become his story. He found a small business recovery program through the Ohio Small Business Development Center. A counselor there helped him restructure his debt. Slowly, painfully, but it moved forward. Dana noticed the change. One night, she grabbed his hand across the dinner table and said, There you are. He did not say anything, but he did not let go either. 14 months after that phone call from Robert Hines, Marcus Allen Logistics had 6 vans on the road, new vans. He had landed a contract with a regional medical supply company. He hired back 2 of the employees he had lost. One of them, a guy named Terrence, hugged him in the parking lot on his first day back. Marcus had to look away, so Terrence would not see him tear up. He was on track to hit $380,000 in revenue that year. Not the $1 million dream he had before, but it was solid. Built right, built slow, built on truth. 3 weeks after a clip of his community talk went around online, Marcus got a letter. No return address. Postmarked from Phoenix, Arizona. Inside was a check. $22,000. In a single handwritten line. I am sorry. I know it is not enough. Signed, D. Marcus sat with that letter for a long time. He cashed the check, and then he donated every dollar of it to a small business fund for first-generation entrepreneurs in Cincinnati. Young people like him, people who grew up in neighborhoods where the streetlights flicker. He did not announce it. He did not post about it. He just did it. Because here is what Marcus understood that Derek never would. The money was never the point. The man you become in the fire. That is the point. Marcus Allen still wakes up early, still drives routes sometimes, just to stay sharp. He has got 11 employees now, a real office, a wall where he keeps one simple framed note written in his own handwriting. It says, You picked up the phone, because that is where it turned. Not in some big dramatic moment, not with a standing ovation or a headline. In a cold warehouse, alone, with 2 vans and a ringing phone. And the choice to answer. That is how most real comebacks work. Not a spotlight moment, a quiet decision. If you are in the middle of something right now, a betrayal, a setback, a loss that does not make sense, I need you to hear this. The people who did not believe in you, the ones who used you, the ones who left, they do not get to write your ending, only you do. Pick up the phone. Show up tomorrow. Build it back slower, smarter, and so solid that nothing can take it from you again. Because the version of you that survives this. That is the one the world has not seen yet. And that version is worth every scar. Subscribe if this story moved you. Share it with someone who needs it tonight.